is a big deal. And making it back to your base with the enemy flag is a big deal. So those things will generate more score for you than, say, a traditional or typical kill.
I feel like, to me, when I've played it, what I liked about it is that it, more so than the other games, it feels much more like you're rewarding people that do help with the objectives. And they might not even know that they might not even consciously be thinking, I need help with objectives, but they're pushed that way because of the way that they're rewarded for the scores.
Yeah, so he's picking up an extra 25 points because he's sort of near his flag, protecting his flag. He's getting what they call the killed attacker score event. So because he is doing work on guys, he's not going to be able to take that guy.
Well, he's guessing where he's at, which I get that.
You like that ballistic CPU on the top of that gun? I think that thing's really cool looking.
This guy is.
Oh, nice.
Very good with the sniper rifle compared to me. I don't even bother equipping. Right there you can see, that's kind of that wave effect you see. That's kind of the indicator that there's a defender.
Yeah, that's the Guardian at work right there.
Guardian.
Yeah,
sorry. I always call it defender.
Yeah, it's because of the metal that it generates. That's okay. So you can get a good look at that right there on the back side of it. So that's a pretty common tactic, to put a Guardian up on a flag. So if anybody walks into that, they're going to get impacted by that radiation. They're going to have a hard time moving. And in fact, if you stay in that range too long, you'll actually get cooked.
Yeah, it will kill you.
Yeah, you'll get a special medal for it. And there's really no way to counter that particular thing other than to EMP that Guardian or shoot it, or lots of explosive damage to actually take it out. You can't just walk through it in any situation.
Or one thing I know that people noticed, and maybe you can speak on, turrets and stuff in this game, and the Guardian, you can't just knife it. You can't walk up and just take it out.
I'm actually really glad you asked me about that, because it's something that's come up before that I think people are going to have to get used to. You've always been able to knife turrets, but in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, knifing a turret's not going to help you at all. And that's a very conscious decision that we made. It was a very controversial conversation, to say the least, because there's a player expectation of being able to knife it. Now, the problem is, when you look at the math about what the time to live of a turret is, when you could knife it, they weren't surviving in the world long enough, so they were not performing where you needed them to perform at in their power band. So the reason to take away the knifing was because they are not cheap score streaks. They need to be, they're not that easy to get. I mean, they're not impossible, but they're in the kind of mid-range, and they need to perform in the mid-range for what kind of activity they give you in score or kills.
Oh, nice.
Very nice hunter-killer.
Yeah, hunter-killer to end the round.
Yeah, so if he had a flak jacket, he might have been able to survive that, but no, he's toast.
Yeah, that's something that definitely threw me off, is like when I first started playing, I immediately started knife tickets, turrets, and I was like, what's going on? But then that's why you need to build a class that has EMP grenades.
That's exactly right. Let me flip back to our boy so we can see what he's up to. All right, LSAT with quick draw and looks like a target finder.
So if you guys want to hit us up on Twitter again, it's @IGN with the hashtag BlackOps2. Just like 7J Drabble did, and he says, what can you customize on your weapon? Are there any new options?
There's all sorts of options, and then depending on your class of gun, you have to think about the customization in two ways. Again, way too far out.
Oh, nope, he got him though. He
just got one. He should have picked up 3 or 4.
There was only one on the scope. I felt like he made it. He at least showed that the weapons can burst, which is a cool effect.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the guns, depending on the class of gun, there's a dozen types of attachments, and I think a lot of people know this, but let me just pick it up real fast in case they don't and they're kind of tuning in. In Black Ops, there are no perks that modify your weapon. If you want to modify your weapon in any way, it's going to be a type of attachment. So there's actually a lot of attachments in the gun. So when you're using your pick 10, you have to make some tough choices about how you're going to increase your one. Now those are gameplay changes. Those are everything about a gun is an attachment on a gun. Cosmetically, all those things that you're familiar with are making a big return in a big way. There's a lot of camo choices. And if you prestige your gun and kind of go through that, you can actually put your clan tag on your gun. If you prestige your weapon class, you can actually put your emblem that you made on your gun. So there's also some really intense cosmetic choices as well.
So one of the things, the scope he's using, the sight he's using is new. And it kind of picks out targets when they're within your field of view.
Yeah, so the trade-off, of course, is you see this big black band around the borders as you push into that scope. So you lose some visibility, but you actually get the sight on enemies fairly easy. So that's an example of taking something that might have traditionally been a perk and moving it into the attachment system and actually making a specific optic around it. I always like it, and the team is really into the idea that we can visualize gameplay and give it a fiction, right, when we can. And that's one thing that the attachments allow us to do.
Yeah, I think when people play, they're gonna, like for me, I'm a compulsive reloader, so the first thing I did when I played this was look for sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Where is sleight of hand? Where is sleight of hand? And-
Yeah,
and
fast
it's not
mag.
here. It's
Yeah,
fast mag.
It's
Yeah.
fast mag in the attachments, and then you actually get to see that attachment. It's by the way, you shouldn't. They would teach you about that. Don't be an obsessive reloader. It's actually a bad tactic. Yeah.
I can't help it.
See, I bet you.
It doesn't matter what game I'm playing. I
You reload
obsessively
after
reload.
every kill.
I reload after every
Yeah.
kill, and it gets me killed.
That'll get you killed.
all the time,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
because I do it with a gun like the one we're
Well,
seeing
this
right
will
now.
take a long time to
And that's what
reload.
I'm saying, but I still do it because I'm so used to compulsively reloading. Also, that was a sweep.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Not even.